So my oh shit moment at the beginning of the drill movement was when I started seeing like it. Like I said earlier, everything moves so fast. Everything moves so fast because at one moment they were saying that Tink was part of drill, but Katie was the queen of drill at the time. Sasha was doing drill music at the time. And they were emerging and they were coming up. And I think the thing that was like an oh shit moment for me is when they came and got Dirk. They came and got Keith and signed him. And then after that, then Fredo. The whole little movement over there. Then I had Maddie Baby at the time. I had the little cousin that I was managing. And then when I started getting the calls about Dirk getting signed, and it was just like signing after signing after signing, and then Lil Reese, and then Dirk and Lil Reese. It was just so much stuff that was going on, but it was moving so fast. And that's kind of when I knew like the culture of Chicago is so thick, it's so heavy, and we were all together at that particular time. You know what I mean? It was like you're seeing Louis do amazing things, you're seeing Dirk do, you're seeing just these kids come together. They making music. Adriana's was popping at the time where like Dan, and I just saw Dan a couple weeks ago, and me and him were talking, and he was like, oh my God, you still in this shit. And I was like, yeah, now he's a police officer. And just like, but he was like my right hand, you know what I'm saying? And Adriana's was like where everybody wanted to perform, and that's where they were seeing like all of the footage. And to just know that 2012 was so special because nothing at the time made sense then. You know what I mean? Like y'all signing 15, 16-year-olds, they making music. It's actually turning out to be good music. Half of Keith's whole entourage is his family. You know what I mean? Then you got Louis making Val Venus, and he's doing good music. And then you got Dirk doing his thing. And it's like a culture of men just coming up and being amazing and getting signed. And they're giving them millions and millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars to change their life. Dirk changed his life. Keith changed his life. And when I say change their life, their situations just changed to put them on a bigger platform that I think they could ever be on. So that was a special time. I think drill music, when it first started, I don't think people really understand that drill music is a sound. It was a sound, it was a movement, it was a culture that started actually in Chicago. And I think when I hear about like the drill, I've gotten into many conversations on Clubhouse because they always call me in to talk about drill music in New York, drill music in the UK. And so for me, I'm like, it sounds cute, but like we started it and I can't really describe what it is. It was like a movement of like feelings and impulse, and I think that it just gave the culture of music something to do because a lot of those kids now were looking at Keith and Dirk when they were kids. You know what I mean? So they all grew up together, and I think that when people start doing music now, back then we didn't have to worry about streams. The record labels did, but it wasn't out as in the middle of conversation about streams. It was more so about YouTube views. You know what I'm saying? And how many retweets? How many interviews are you getting? What's the marketing strategy behind it? Now it's about streams and the views on TikTok and the views on, it used to be about SoundCloud views. You know what I'm saying? Now it's not, it's just amazing how things have changed. But I think that artists coming from the drill movement, I think it's off of just what they saw. Because if they're artists now, they were kids then. Keith and Dirk were, like, I hate to keep saying kids, but they were like, what, 16, 15, 16? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the artists that are doing that now, they saw them. As far as drill, I will say that I'm happy that other cultures and other states picked up on it. So it's definitely appreciated. I think just for me, because I was there from the beginning, the sound is what cultivated me. And so when I hear the sound coming like from New York or I hear it coming from the UK, I don't identify with it because it was also a feeling from just where we were at that time, if that makes sense. What makes Pop Smoke's situation interesting is that he didn't get his influence from Chicago. He got his influence from overseas on the drill side. But back in 2012, 2013, 2014, 15 even, Sasha was a drill rapper. She was the first female to ever get booked overseas. Overseas was really, really, really fucking with us back then. And they got it from us. You know what I'm saying? But come to 2020 or 2018, 2019, artists from different states were getting it from the UK. And I think that's because we evolved so much off of drill that it made it hard for people to really realize like where it actually identified from and where it came from. So what's wild is being on different platforms like Clubhouse, we would have conversations with different UK artists that would come on the stage and say that they were the originators of the drill movement and it had nothing to do with Chicago. And so one person that I'm very close with and that is also a manager in the game and came up with me, which is Hustle Simmons, we would always go toe to toe with just different clients. I mean, not different clients, but different, artists that would get up there and we would have to like snatch them back and be like, no, it started with, Keith, Louis, Dirk, just different people in Chicago. But, the drill conversation from a Chicago person is very touchy because we know exactly what we were doing. We did not hear anything about the UK when it came to drill. Back that time, I know that for a fact. So, but it was a good time. It was definitely amazing to be a part of it and to be recognized for being a part of it.